Hey guys, I hope we're doing well. Addiction can feel like you're living a double life, especially when things like cocaine, alcohol, porn, that type of stuff. Because slowly over time, you begin to tell more lies, trying to cover up things, coming up with stories that didn't exist. That's a big one for me, just to cover myself, to make it look like everything was okay, when really underneath my life was just falling apart, month by month, just getting worse and worse. And that's the nature of addiction. It keeps progressing and progressing. And I feel like a lot of people who really struggle with addiction and end up going deep into it do end up essentially living a double life, or that's what can happen over time. I remember so many times having to come up with an excuse as to why I was ill, why I wasn't showing up for something, coming up with elaborate stories that didn't even happen, didn't exist, just to make it look like things were okay, life was okay. But it wasn't. It was crumbling and just getting worse and worse. Hello, mate. And when you're stuck in that double life of having half your life seemingly look okay from the outside, maybe it looks good on social media, life looks like it's great, but really it's falling apart. Debt could be stacking up due to addiction, relationships falling apart, consequences starting to increase. It's an incredibly exhausting and tiring place to be when you're stuck in that double life. But when you do start to get clean and sober and build up that clean time, that starts to go. You can start to live a more authentic life without having to cover up all the time, without having to lie about things. And it's one of the best things really about getting clean and sober, the fact you don't need to do that anymore, because you can just live a clean, honest life. You can't really put a price on that feeling. I think if you've not ever really been stuck deep in addiction, it sounds an incredibly simple thing, and it is. But when you've been stuck in the depths of addiction, it's a really good thing to experience. Just being able to have a clean, honest life, not have to hide things all the time, cover up. The thing is with it gets a lot worse over time. You begin to lie a lot more. Stories become more elaborate. Some of the stories I told just to cover myself up, I'm sure people could see through the bullshit. And the problem is with it, when you are living the double life of addiction, you start to believe your own bullshit. That is what happened with me. And I'm sure some people watching this, wherever they are, wherever you are on your sobriety journey, you can probably relate a little bit. You start to believe your own bullshit, your own excuses, your own lies, because that's what addiction does, especially when stuff like cocaine is involved. It turns you in to a terrible person, to be honest, or an unwell person, we'll say. But when you get clean and sober, that does change, and you start to see things and life a lot more clearly. You're not on edge all the time. The anxiety starts to go. That was a massive thing for me. Anxiety of living that double life. It's almost like consistently walking around with a 20-kilo rucksack when you're stuck in that addiction cycle, that sort of double life. You're constantly on edge, constant state of anxiety running in the background from all the pressure and of course all the substances and behaviours as well that go along with addiction. So guys, if any of you can relate to this, that double life, let me know in the comments. I'm sure you will notice the longer you get into sobriety, the more clean and sober time you start to build up. You start to live a more honest, authentic life. And it is one of the best things of sobriety, no doubt. Just not having to worry all the time, not be on edge, not have to lie about just simple things. It makes life a lot clearer and a lot better. If you're interested in addiction recovery, guys, and rebuilding after, hit subscribe. I'm going to be posting content 2 to 3 times a week, sharing my own story and helping others along the way.